lovelies, welcome back to Love to Now. So two of my favorite patterns have come around again, and you can't go anywhere without seeing army fatigues and tie-dye. So I decided to recreate one of these tie-dye dresses. So if you want to see how I try to recreate this one, stay tuned. For this DIY, I started off with this oversized t-shirt I got from the thrift store for just $2. The larger the men's shirt, the longer the dress will be. Then you want to try and get a dress that you like the fit of, and you're going to place that on top of the shirt, and you're going to cut around, allowing some seam allowance. So you just need a little extra, about an inch or so wider than the dress that you're using as a template, and then you discard that extra fabric. Before I do any sewing, I'm going to color the shirt. So I'm going to tie-dye it first. First, you want to saturate the fabric in water. I chose the colors of the dye that are featured on the dress. This kit I got from Walmart for about $15 to $17, I think. It's very easy to use. It already comes with the powder inside, and you just add water, shake well, and then you can go to using it. Saturating the dress in the water is just going to allow those colors to spread a lot nicer and give you that tie-dye effect without the tying, actually. So it's just the splotted dyeing. So I open up the dress because I want two different patterns on the back and the front. So I just put a plastic bag in between them so it doesn't dye all the way through. Once you have yourself all set up, make sure you're protecting the ground or the areas around you. You just go to work. So whatever your creative mind tells you to do, you just do it. And that's all I did. So even though the dress was my inspiration and that was the look I was going for, I wasn't sticking just to that. It was just my inspiration. That's what it served as. At one point I was using the gloves from the kit. Then I realized dye was getting stuck inside the gloves, so they were pointless. You may get messy unless you get some really good latex gloves. So that's a tip I will have for you. If you are dyeing and you don't want to get dye on your hands, make sure you use some really good gloves. Another tip to keep in mind is going back to school, remembering that color wheel. Not putting colors together that mix badly and turn to brown. So you don't want a green, blue and yellow together, because you will get that ugly brown shade in certain areas. But overall, I did like how the pattern came out. Now I had extra paint, so I used a generic white t-shirt and decided to use some of that on this one. So I was going for a red, gold and green again. I think of Rasta when I think of tie-dye, probably because I used to have a tie-dye Bob Marley shirt and I just associate the two. This didn't end up looking anything like that shirt, but I still liked how it turned out. If you do go ahead and wet the shirt first, a little goes a long way with the stretching of the dye, so keep that in mind because it will spread. Now I made a mistake in having the dye spread in an area that I didn't want it to, so I just crumpled it all up and left it overnight. So this is now the next day. I did get a little on the floor, but it didn't stain, luckily. And then look how pretty that is. Too bad it didn't wash out looking like that. I also left the dress to dry overnight, so the next morning I just washed both of them. Well, I didn't wash, I rinsed both of those, so I didn't need any soap or anything, just rinsed out. So see, this was the Rasta shirt that didn't really end up looking like that, so I decided to turn it into a graphic tee. So I got some lettering from the Dollar Tree I was going to use on another project and I never got around to it, so I decided to use it on this. So I just thought of a positive message because it's cool vibes. Tie-dye reminds me of something easy breezy and just, you know, just a vibe. So be kind, simple phrase. And I'm blocking this area off because I'm going to paint the whole area. So I did a few layers of this paint. I couldn't spread it, I had to dab it on because this paint is not very good, so I wouldn't recommend it. The paint that I actually do recommend, this is all from Walmart, by the way. This paint right here is the one I recommend, the tulip white paint. It's a lot thicker and it goes on so much smoother. I decided not to keep it white and made my own color, added a little glitter to it, and I did like the mix that came out at the end. It matched the theme of the shirt, so you just have to look a little harder to see that message, and I thought that was really cool. Once it's tacky, not fully dry, you want to pull the tape off and the lettering. So when you wait until it's fully dry, it's going to be a lot harder to come off. So take your time when it's tacky, like I'll say about 80% dry. You're going to remove the lettering and then you're good to go. So this is my serendipity project. It wasn't planned out, but I did end up loving what I created here. What do you think? Thumbs up if you like how this shirt turned out. So back to the dress. I put that dress on inside out and I tacked the side according to my shape. After pinning the seams together, the next step is to then just go ahead and cut the neck. I cut the collar. I didn't do anything special. I just cut them and pulled. I thought I filmed the first part. Obviously I didn't, so just imagine I just cut going down, slight V in the front, and just pulled the sides. I did a backhand stitch just to sew the two seams up along the side up into the armpit area of the dress. I didn't do a good job showing that part either. I actually really just forgot, but that was pretty much it. Tell me what you think in the comment section down below. Tie-dye seems to come back every few years since the 70s, so tell me if you're liking this wave this time around. If you haven't subscribed yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Click that button already, and until next time.